All right, guys, here we are in Porcinesta. Let's start from my left. Who are you?
I am Damien Jacob, in charge of the marketing at Beneteau for the sailboats.
Okay. And yeah,
Roberto Viscontini, in charge of the naval architecture for the new First 53.
yeah.
I'm Lorenzo Argento, and I was in charge of the deck and the interiors. And so,
Okay, cool. I was out sailing in the boat yesterday with you guys, and we talked about this process of making a boat, and maybe we should start with the guy from Beneteau. How does it work when you want a new boat and you need to find the right designer? What's the process?
This one way is a bit particular because it's a first, and for the past 10 years we didn't have any new first, so it was a bit of a challenge to come up with a new boat. So we've decided to do a design contest and ask different designer, naval architect, their vision for the first range for the next 5 years. And it has been done almost 3 years ago. And Lorenzo and Roberto were the winner of this contest.
Okay. And what were your bid to win this contest? What were your vision? How did you seduce Beneteau? Who wants to answer?
Yeah, I think, we've known each other with Lorenzo for many years, but we never worked together. So we got together and we thought about what we could do, and we came up with something that we liked, something that we would have done for ourselves. So a modern hull shape and a really nice style of coach roof. And I think the coach roof and the cockpit concepts was what convinced Beneteau more than the interior, which we hadn't really developed during the competition.
Yeah, do you agree?
absolutely, no. It was. We come from two different experiences. Roberto comes from the engineering aspect of yacht design, so he's been in several America's Cup. I come from the super yacht industry, so mixing these two experiences, so we were free of doing whatever we wish to do, because we had the first time we worked together, and so we were really pushing ourselves into new territories, and we just came up with this simple, in a way, concept which pleased the Beneteau group, and here we are 3 years later.
Okay. And was it an easy process, or how did it go along? How many meetings?
We had quite a few meetings,
Yeah.
especially because we are working with new designers, naval architect, and so we had to make sure that the communication would work right. And them being in Italy, us being in France, we had to meet often. So at the beginning, we were meeting like every 2 weeks for 3-4 days in a row, being in the same meeting room, to make sure that we will not lose track of the process. So it has been quite intensive at the beginning, yes.
Okay. And if you should describe the boat, now when we do this video, of course, I'm going to show some footage of the boat so people can see the boat. But what's, from a naval architectural point of view, what's the can you say what the main feature is, or
Yeah,
what's
I think the hull shape, the general idea of the boat comes from racing boats, really. But in this case, we have to do the exercise of translating those ideas, which are the draft beamy boat with the beam going all the way to the transom, a boat that has to heel over like 5-10 degrees to reduce the wetted area a lot and get longer and gain righting moment. So we had to translate all these ideas, which are typical of modern racing boats, to something which is not just a racing boat, but it's a cruising performance boat. So we had to deal with an increase in displacement. So we had to produce a hull that could carry more load, and but I think the process was successful because the boat is in the water. We sail with it, and it's fun to sail, and has all the interior, all the style that Beneteau and Lorenzo wanted.
Do you have something to add?
It's been obviously it's a challenging process. We had a lot of meetings. We were trying to come up also with something innovative, but not too much, not a shocking, not a wow effect. No? And so in terms of deck layout is very smooth, is very gentle, is very comfortable. And as far as interiors, we try to bring in also to come back to the fact that a boat shall be a boat. And so the round corners, the soft image, the light colors, the use of the teak, which has been kind of forgotten for a while. And that is something that really should make a statement and should be kind of a very calm and quiet interior. So it should be pleasing for a number of years, not just. And then this idea of the sofa, instead of removing the big table that stays there waiting to be used, opposed to the fact of having a smaller table. So I'm making the whole interior a little bit more dynamic, including the galley, the dining area, and the sofa. So this, because in reality the center of the boat is the part that really is the part most used, and the cabins. Okay, the cabins are the cabins, but so it's and as Dieter Rams would say, a good design is as less design as possible.
Yeah.
So we try to or Anna Jacobsen from your country.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And are you happy with the result? I understand that the clients seem to be happy that you sold. Was it 20 boats?
Yeah, something like 20 boats. We are quite pleased with the result. I mean, this is it speaks by itself when we're on board. The quality of the build is there, and the design and the concept has also been let's say validated by the customers, because we've been showing the boat for over a month now to the different boat shows in Europe and in the US, and everybody's loving it. As simple as that, yes.
Okay, well, that must be nice for you to hear. I think, I don't know if it was one of you yesterday who said we don't like the boats with chines and stuff like that. Why should we do that? Well, can you elaborate on that? Because I think everybody was getting used to seeing boat with
the chines. Well, I think the chines come from dinghies and from around the world Volvo races, where you have really relatively light displacement boats that can go planing. So in that case, chines are useful. But then there has been a sort of use of the chines for more cruising boats, which doesn't really make too much sense, and it's more a fashionable feature. So we do have a soft chine because it's good, but we didn't go for the hard chine because it doesn't really make sense on a relatively heavy displacement boat.
Oh. There were some of my colleagues who sailed in more wind than me. They said that the boat heeled quite a bit, so it was maybe not so comfortable for people because it takes a lot of heel. What do you think?
Yeah, this is a part of the thing that we discussed with Beneteau over and over the more than 2 years of design work and decisions. So when you have a fully racing boat, you have a really deep draft with a big bulb with a lot of light, and you have zero interior. In our case, we sort of had to take quite a bit of light from the bulb and put it in all the interiors, and the deck layout and the teak on the deck and so forth. So in that case, you can either put less sail area, but if you do that, then you suffer in the light winds. So the decision with Beneteau was to have two sailplanes. One is more cruising oriented, so you have an aluminum mast which is shorter and you heel over less. And then there is another mast which is like the one on the boat that we are testing during these days, which is a carbon mast, is taller, so you have more sail area. And of course in light air like today, you are still going pretty good, pretty well. In stronger winds, you of course heel a little bit more, but if you want to do any sort of racing, you need the sail area, so you just live with that. You might need to take reef sooner, but it's not a bad thing.
So it's not like the boat needs that heel to
For
sail.
sure. Well, for sure, with this kind of modern hull shapes, don't mind heeling over. With the old boats, like IOR boats or IMS boats, as soon as you heeled over, you were increasing the drag a lot. But with these boats, they don't mind heeling over. They get longer and decrease the wetted area, so it's fun. It's just a problem with the people on the boat. So again, if you go cruising and if you have kids and family, you take the shorter mast or a reef sooner. If you want to go racing with your friends, you take the carbon fiber mast and you don't care about heeling over a little more.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And sorry, the last thing is that because we have twin rudders, also that's not a problem to heel over, because the rudder on the leeward side works perfectly well. The rudder on the windward side gets out of the water, so it's a perfect combination.
Okay, cool. All right.
Otherwise, get yourself a catamaran if you don't want to heel over.
Good
No,
point.
no. It's the healing is part of the equation, and we all enjoy sailing anyway. So it's
Yeah. Is there anything in particular that you are proud of or fond of with that boat?
I have to. Honestly, we have to pay credit to the Beneteau Group and Damien, which is here with us, because for the Beneteau Group to step up to this kind of the wood finish, the thick laminated wood, bomule, to push for these new concepts of layout for a big company that has a certain language and a certain audience. I have to say that was a big thing, a big challenge, and as well, so far has been well received, not only by the compliments of the people, but because the boat has been effectively sold, and we are both, Roberto, I think we can both say that we are very happy of the work done, and for us was the first time that we worked for the group. And for such a industrialized boat, I consider that 35,000 hours of design work goes into the boat, and we are responsible for a portion of it. And while all the engineering, all the prototyping,
full-scale mock-ups.
So it's been validating every step, and getting the. So this kind of has been very interesting, very exciting from our perspective.
Okay, cool. Do you have anything to add?
I think everything has been said.
Okay, thank you guys, and see you again next year maybe.